Oh, baseball fans, one of the most memorable games in baseball history was held October 5, 1941 in Ebbets Field. It was a World Series time. The Yankees versus the Dodgers. It was a Subway Series, and New York was tremendously excited. You walked down the street, and many of the stores had the radio going on, and you could go from store to store and know what was happening at the ball game. Dodgers fans and Yankee fans were at edge. Who was going to get the advantage? Who was going to get the speaking advantage? Okay, now here is what it's all about. Arnold Malcolm Owen, a native of Nixa, Missouri, was an outstanding catcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He handled 476 consecutive chances without an error in 1941, setting a single-season National League record for catchers. And he was an all-star for 4 consecutive years before entering the Navy early in 1945. Now, I also entered the Navy early in 1945. There's some significance there, but I can't figure it out at the moment. Okay, so it's the World Series. The Yankees are leading 2-1. It's the 4th game. It's Ebbets Field. Yankees are the visiting team. The Dodgers are doing well. They're leading in the game 4 runs to 3. It's the 9th inning, top of the 9th. Yankees are the visiting team. It's their turn at bat. 2 outs later, nobody on base. Tommy Henrich at bat. The count goes to 3-2. The Brooklyn Dodgers are 1 strike away from winning the 4th game of the World Series and evening the series at 2 games each. The relief pitcher throws a mean curveball. Tommy Henrich swings, misses. The game is over. People start to leave. Security starts to take their posts. But wait a minute. Mickey Owen doesn't hold on to the ball. It runs all the way back to the screen behind the catcher. Tommy Henrich takes off, winds up at first with no problem getting there. Still, so what? It's the Yankees' last turn at bat. They got 1 runner on first, 2 outs. However, up next was Joe DiMaggio, and he singles. Up next is King Kong Charlie Keller, left fielder. Incidentally, Charlie Keller and Joe DiMaggio and Tommy Henrich made up the outfield for the Yankees in that game, in that year. Keller in left, and his name escapes me for the moment, in right. And Charlie Keller hits a drive above the scoreboard in right field, hits the screen, falls down. It's a 2-run hit. The runners are running around the bases. Henrich, that's it. Tommy Henrich scores. Joe DiMaggio scores. And suddenly, the Yankees are leading 5-3. Yankees go on to score 2 more runs. One by a hit by Joe Gordon, second baseman Joe Gordon of the New York Yankees, who was recently, just days ago, elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So the Yankees pull the game out, and the Yankees take a 3-1 lead in the World Series. Next day, the Yankees win again, and this World Championship is theirs for 1941, 4-1. And the finger of blame points at Mickey Owen for letting that ball get away from him. Everybody knows, and baseball knew it was a very wicked and very difficult ball to catch. Nevertheless, the papers, newspapers, headlines, all pointing the finger at Mickey Owen for giving the ball games away, making this colossal error at the wrong possible time, etc., etc. The Mickey Owen name, unknown, practically unknown before the game, was now known everywhere. The man who made the error that let the Yankees win the World Series. He was not only blamed for the Yankees winning that 4th game, but he was blamed for the Yankees winning the whole series. Now, it didn't get him down. He says that he was afraid he would be a pariah for Brooklyn fans, but he was evidently forgiven. He said, he said this at the 25th anniversary of the pass ball incident. That's how the incident lived on and on. He was interviewed in the Saturday Evening Post 25 years later, and here's what he said. I got about 4,000 wires and letters, he said, on the 25th anniversary of the pass ball. I had offers of jobs and proposals of marriage. Some girls sent me their picture in bathing suits, but my wife tore them up. Not the bathing suits, the letters. So Mickey Owen went on into a successful career after baseball. Got into politics. He ran for sheriff for his town in Missouri, elected and re-elected several times. He ran for lieutenant governor of Missouri unsuccessfully. And he died at the age of 89 in 2005. Well, what more can you say? It was probably unfair to blame Mickey for the loss, but that's the name of the game in baseball.